G'day and welcome back to the shed. My name's Mark. Well, we're back working on 16930. This is a Fowler 1926 Fowler road roller, and we're taking the smoke box off. We did a video the other day with my dad that was up here and my wife. We moved the boiler out a bit and we cleaned up in the shed so we can get to and make it easy to get the smoke box off, plus do some other work. This is one of the leftover rivets, or one rivet that we got out of the smoke box. These have been in since it was built, and I end up drilling and oxy-cutting it out and then punching it out. Being in there for 100 years, there's a combination of rust and a rivet doing what it's supposed to do, holding in place. And even when we take all the rivets out, I dare say this smoke box is going to be a bit hard to get off. But anyway, we've got a lot more to go. I'm going to start concentrating on these ones across the top. I'm just going to use the drill and open it out till I can get the oxy in there and cut them out and then punch them out. If that doesn't work, I'll make up an arrangement for the mag-based drill and drill them out with the mag-based drill. That might be easier and quicker. We'll see how we go. We're going to modify our technique along the way. I don't profess that you should copy what I'm doing. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and if it works for you, hopefully you can get something out of it. So let's get on with it. One advantage of the move around that we did, we gave ourselves more room, and that's going to help in the long run. I'm just starting with the center drill in the electric drill. I'll go through and do all these 4, and then I'll come back and step it out. Probably find my big head was in the way there, but anyway, it is what it is. We've got to get the job done. There we go. Now we'll come back with a bigger drill, which I have right beside me. I'm usually well prepared. I've got a 5mm or something like that, and then I'll step it out to 10 or something, or 8. One of those two. It's about 2.5 inches thick with everything that, let's have a closer look here. We can see that we're working on these 4 here. We've got the smoke box, which is about 5/16, something like that, maybe thick. Then you've got the ring around in front. This is where the front tube plate is riveted to the boiler. We got this ring here, and then we've got at least another quarter, or at least another 3/16 maybe or so. So it's about 2 inches, 2.25 inches thick that we got to go through. And like I said, there's a real close-up. That's it there. That's one of the leftovers. That's the first one. That's the one I took out of here. It's certainly done its job. It didn't want to come out, but it's been in there for 100 years, so when you're stuck in there for 100 years, you probably don't want to come out either. Just going to put a little bit of cutting oil on there to help lubricate the drill. I'll stop every so often and put a drop of oil in there. Do this, might as well get those all ready to go. It'd be nice if I could get one of these out fairly complete, but I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't got a really big rivet gun to punch these out with, so I just got to use what I've got. Maybe not quite enough. Let's poke that out a little bit more. Righto, we've now stepped up to a 12mm drill, and that's chomped through the second one pretty quickly, as you can see here. Nice clean hole, a lot of swarf being made, or chips, whatever you want to call them. Plenty of lubricant as we go through, and let's have a look underneath here. We've got the light set up, and we'll look. Righto, and we've come through. You can see the first one I did there. And we've, oh, hang on, let's get the light behind us. There we go. And we've come through almost exactly centre on that rivet. The head's still there, and this is on the inside of the smoke box. I'm a little bit off centre on that one, so I might just watch how I go. I'll show you how the big drill goes and how much swarf we kick out. As you may hear on the microphone, it's raining outside. It's been raining consistently now over the weekend. It's getting a lot heavier. This is due to a rain. We had a cyclone up north, or potential cyclone up north. It's turned into a bit of a rain depression, and we've got lots of water around. Anyway, moving on. Drill, baby, drill. I'll stop every so often and get the swarf off, put a bit more oil on. Oh, and we snapped the drill. Oh well, got to dig a drill out and resharpen that. That's what happens sometimes. And yes, when I watch the video back, I'll see that I was going on an angle, and that's what caused it to snap. Oh, these things happen. Righto, so no big deal. Out it comes. There you go. One part of a broken drill. Not even halfway through. That was. And let's take the drill out, and we'll give this a sharpen. Yeah, it's a bit broken. I could go and get another one, but no, let's resharpen this one. Righto, you probably can't see it, but lots of rain. Even though it doesn't look wet, it is wet. I've even got the pump over there to pump the water away, because it just can't go anywhere. It's so soaked. And on the big screen we've got Cody doing his live stream on a Sunday night now. He's going to do a bit of a sing-along thing, karaoke, whatever he's going to do. If you haven't got one already, you should grab yourself one of these, the Engineer's Black Book. With this one's got the Fibonacci man on it, and it's just a handy little book of all sorts of different things to do with gears, threads, conversion charts, you name it. This is a fantastic book. If you haven't got one of these, grab it. And in the back, which is missing because it's in the drawer, comes with a drill sharpening jig and hole size and all this sort of wonderful stuff. So when it comes with one of these, and 118 degrees, your standard drill bit, we'll get a bit closer there you go, 118 degrees, and we can sharpen the drill using this device here. It has various hole sizes for others, and it even tells you what angle to sharpen the drill at, depending on the type of material that you are drilling. So this is a real hand. It comes in this book. Like I said, absolutely fantastic book with lots and lots of all sorts of information. And it's even got stuff in here on gears, formula for spur gear calculations, and this is exactly the type of information that you need, especially when you're working on a steamroller like this, because it has spur gears. And that's something I need to sit down and have a read of. Pulleys, belts, you name it, it's got it. definitely get yourself one of those. Another different angle here on the camera, and we're going to get back to drilling this. I've got the drill going slow, which I had it before. It's a lot shorter, so I'm going to make sure I don't pull on it too much. That's what caused it to break. Right, that's chomping away really nice, and the chips are coming out, or the swarf are coming out nice and even. There's we're pretty even on the actual drill in terms of how I've sharpened it. Righto, so we've drilled out these two. This one here, I'm almost to the bottom, but it's starting to get real hard, and it's probably formed. This one went right through. What I've found is they're fairly soft, and some of them are a bit harder. I've had to resharpen the drill a few times, which is pretty obvious, but we'll power on through this last one. And I'm going nowhere fast. I've just sharpened this drill, and it's taken the edge off, really taken the edge off. So I might even just jump over to it. Instead of mucking around, I'll just change drills so I'll get a different one. Righto, we've got ourselves a slightly smaller diameter drill, and we'll see how this goes, see if it's just going to bounce or it's going to cut. That answers that question. So as you can see, we're chomping through it pretty quick. Getting into some rusty stuff there now. So I must be getting pretty close to punching through. Wipe that off. I'll check the end. Yeah, the one side's a little bit blunt. And I'm going to have to resharpen that. Does help when you remember to press record. Well, we've had a resharpen and we're almost through. Get that out. Oil. So another one we're a fair way. If we have a look, let's give this a clean up. We're pretty well through, and the whole reason for drilling these out, or my theory is, I'll get the oxy out and I'll just slice down one side. Hopefully that'll collapse, and then I can punch it out. That's the theory anyway. Righto, we've now got all, and their oil cans are dripping away. All four of these ones are now drilled out right the way through, and we'll get up close and see the light shining through. As you can see, light shining through there, hang on, there, and next one over, there you go, nice. And if we have a look on the underside, it's a bit wobbly as we get down here. You really can't, yeah, you can make that out. Oh no, that'll do. I'll be able to get the oxy in there now. So I'll get the oxy and I'll just punch through one side. Let's get that light out of the way. Right. I'll just cut through one side here. Hopefully that should be enough. And I'll do the same right through. and then I should be able to knock them out. Well, that's the theory I'm going to work on anyway. And then if that works, well, I'll just keep repeating the process all the way around. We've got quite a few. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. And there is a split down the bottom. There's a tiny little split down the bottom. That should make it easy to get out. Anyway, we'll wait and see what happens. And there's the extra distance that we moved the boiler out. We didn't actually move it. We moved it a fraction this way, about 4 inches. You can see the old marks where the water's come through and so on. And there's the other side there. Plenty of room to walk through, have the oxy set, and like I said, it's just given us more room here in the shed. This is the sewing cabinet that my wife's working on, that my grandmother used to have, and it's been held up because of the wet weather. Can't get to it, it's just no good for painting. So there's the other side. So that's it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This is going to be an ongoing process. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.